All right, if something is decaying, then those decays have to be letting off energy. That amount of energy should be able to be measured. So they have something that's equivalent of like an electric thermometer, essentially. This is the Academy of Aerospace and Engineering at the Greater Hartford Academy of Math and Science. Really, really long name, but my name is Kristen Basiaga, and this is an 11th and 12th grade nuclear physics class. The objectives for today, we were determining the half-life, so learning how to measure the half-life of samples based on experiments. For the samples that we did today, they were short half-life, about 2.5 minutes, but we were using technology to measure half-life, extrapolate, and look at data.
This is the activity over time. This is radiation counts per minute. Well, this counts, and this is time in minutes, but it's counts per minute because it's going to divide them by 1/2. So we're collecting them at half-minute intervals. Okay.
We've got 15 minutes left, and I want to make sure that everyone gets a chance to share data before we leave. So log on to Edmodo, share your data. I'll be able to see who's done and who's not, so I know your group still has. So I can't say enough about Edmodo because I've tried several other platforms in terms of hosting a class website, and I think this is the one that's most intuitive to students. A lot of other platforms have something missing in terms of keeping content available, keeping students updated to upcoming assignments. And Edmodo is nice because it's very similar to Facebook, which almost every student has used at some point in their life. And because the features are similar, they know how to use the wall function, and they know how to update the calendar, and they know how to upload files to it, and it's very user-friendly. One of my favorite features of Edmodo is the library feature, because anything that I do during class, whether it's giving a handout, a homework assignment, if it's a PowerPoint slide that I've modified using the smartboard, or any other sort of file, even links or videos that I've picked up from other places, I can put it in the library so students see that this is everything I need from Unit 3. This is everything I need for this lab. And again, with students being absent or missing a day, this makes it very available. I actually surveyed the students once about Edmodo, and one of the things that they said they liked was that they could use the wall to ask questions. Because let's say that I assign something on Wednesday, I don't see them again till Friday, but an assignment is due then. And if I'm not around Thursday because left the building or out for a moment, they can ask anybody else in the class, and they can get a response, usually within about 3 or 4 hours. They'll get a response from a peer, if not a response from me, and everyone sees it. So if they ask, did she mean, this isotope of technetium? Another student can say, no, she mentioned in class that it was supposed to be this other isotope. Or, yes, she did, and you're looking at it the wrong way, try this. So it ends up being a tool for students to tutor each other. I think they like that feature, whereas I like the library. Most students said that they really liked it, with one exception of a student that was a little overwhelmed, that gets overwhelmed with technology easily. And I think in sitting down with the student and showing them how the program works, this was a student that had never had Facebook before, that they realized how easy it was and how user-friendly, that anxiety went away very quickly. One of the things that I did to start students using Edmodo was, first, after giving out all the codes, and I offered parent codes to them if their parents had wanted to join, I went through during class, step-by-step how to sign up, how to use the code, and I used the smartboard as a tool so they could see me signing up in real time. So I had them bring in their laptops. We did it together as a class, and then I created one homework assignment, my first Edmodo assignment that got posted to the wall, and their job was to fill in their profile. So they had to get on the program, they had to fill in their own information, add their birthday to the class calendar so it would pop up automatically as a reminder so I could say happy birthday on the right day. And I think and they had to find one, I want to say it was like one article and post it so that they got a grade for being introduced to using Edmodo and seeing its features. And I got to see that, oh, look, these people signed up and I'm missing 3 students. The big issue is not all students will have internet access at home. And if that's the case, anything that I put on Edmodo, I make sure that there is an assignment that can be done without using the social networking aspect to it. So for instance, I mentioned there was a small group project where I had made groups. They were working on a final product together, and we had used Edmodo as a way to communicate. For the one student that didn't have internet access at home, I gave him during free blocks use of the computer in my room. And he does have a laptop that he can use, it's just that they don't have internet access at their house. So making sure that that time is available and they're getting equal time as other students is important to me, and it makes sure that, you know, while I'm providing this good opportunity, that I'm providing it for everybody. I think it works best where I have students working in groups, because it allows them to use all the functions, especially using the small groups to communicate when we're not in class. It worked well with longer term projects, because it just gives another way to get all the data out there, so that, you know, if we were, the example was that we had students doing presentations based on a lab that we had done. And what it allowed students to do was have, you know, I'm gonna make 3 parts of the lab, you're gonna make 5 parts of the PowerPoint, and then be able to put them together without needing additional class time. So essentially it lengthens the time that I get in class. It's like making my class day longer.